Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man EGlaze of the EGlaze Chronicles, and welcome to our 41st show. The 41st show streaming live on Facebook and YouTube right now. And you should be able to catch them after we finish. You want to repeat and see this again, look at it again on Facebook and YouTube. And I got a great guest today, friend of mine, known him for a few years now. Goes by Mr. Wingonomics himself. He's founder and president of New Beginning Financial. Also, interesting where he's from. We're going to talk about that too. So please join me in welcoming my man, Mr. Mark Wingo, Mr. Wingonomics. What's going on, sir?
What's up, man? How you living?
Living good, man. Living good. Trying to get this thing together, man. Trying to get it together. How you been, man? You know, you doing your thing. I know you. Tax season has been extended in your world and all the things that you're doing. How has the financial world been through this pandemic?
Yeah, it's slowing down like most of everybody else in the industry, you know, or just in the world, I should say. But things are picking back up, and we're getting back to normal. Still haven't been able to go to the office. The office is still kind of locked down, but we're making this work from home thing work.
You are, you know, even though you are a traveling guy, your travel has been stopped a little bit, but that don't seem to bother guys like you. I know you're Mr. Wingonomics, but you know, being out there and traveling is not your top priority. How have you adjusted to it? You've been cool, man. This is being home every day. Has it been good for you, bro?
Nah, it's stressful, man. Like I literally probably 30 minutes ago, I'm looking at plane tickets to go to LA. I'm trying to get out of here, man. I need to get on the plane.
Let's talk about like this, man. You're from St. Paul, if I'm not mistaken, right? I always get the Twin City when I come to you mixed up. So St. Paul, Minnesota area, a lot going on. I mean, honestly, the George Floyd thing was the catalyst of what we're going through now. Mm-hmm. But you hearing that being your home and hearing people from that around your way, how's it the mode and the mood around your city, your hometown?
I mean, it's a lot of mixed emotions. You got people out there protesting, you know, the younger generation. My son has a lot of friends and stuff like that who are out there protesting and experiencing something like this, you know, for the first time in most cases. And you have, you know, like my generation, you know, they're out there protesting and, doing a cleanup effort. You know, I donated money to friends and family to go and provide, you know, meals and groceries and diapers and things like that to different people. So it's kind of weird. I have not been home. Actually, my mom flies in Thursday. We're getting her down here just to get her away from everything. But it affected her because she wasn't able to get her medication, you know, for a few days. So it's a lot going on. The city looks totally different from what I'm hearing and seeing. A lot of burnt down buildings, graffiti everywhere. It looks like a war zone is what I'm hearing, you know, AR-15 military people all around. And so, you know, I don't know. I plan to go back here probably sometime within the next month or two. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But I'm not hearing great things, you know, back home right now. And I don't know if I want to go and be around that with all this going on. And it's too much emotion going on.
You being from that area and you growing up in that area, did you notice that type of tension growing up and things like that?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know if you know Tyrone Carter, two-time Super Bowl champ, golfer, alum. He lives up there, and he's actually been promoting and talking about it. And a lot of other media have been talking about it as well. But the Minnesota Nice thing is a misconception. So to see what's going on and where things kicked off and back in the Twin Cities is no surprise to me. I've always said it's a beautiful place to raise a family, but to be a Black, you know, African-American, minority, brown person, you know, looking to take things to the next level, especially in entrepreneurship, it's not the best place to live. So I'm not surprised by what's going on.
You know, I don't think I had we talk offline, you know, we're boys and all that, but yeah. I didn't really, I don't know if I ever asked you, what were your first thoughts, man? I mean, a lot of us, I see what's going on in Atlanta and I'm hearing all this and being from around here, but for you to see what went on when with George, and then to see the city and how it's been portrayed, and the mayor and everything being like the epicenter. Personally, how did that affect you, being your home?
I mean, mixed emotions, like I said earlier, a lot. I mean, I've been that young kid roaming the streets and fearful of the police back home. Even as an adult, experienced a lot of stuff that a lot of people talk about that goes on across the country. But just being in that type of environment, so being surprised at what's popping off, I'm not really surprised, but it's I don't know, it's mixed emotions, man. It's kind of hard to talk about it on a public forum, what I want to say.
Right.
But
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy what's going on. Everyone continue to fight the fight. A lot of change need to be made. We haven't even touched the surface of what needs to happen. Do it peacefully, respectfully, things like that. But I mean, what's going on, man? It's been brewing for quite a while.
One of the great things about, if people don't know your story, you need to know this man's story. I always use it as one of my inspirational stories and talk about how Mr. Wingo was sitting at his table, Mr. Wingonomics, showing that dining room table picture, and how you just created this great entrepreneurial spirit, this company and all that, because of, that growth in that. What is that about? What is that about you that a few years ago that made you say, you know what, it's time to take what I've learned and create this New Beginning Financial? I love the name. I always told you I love the name, but New Beginning Financial. So
thank you. No, I mean, it is like exactly how you explained it. I just wanted a seat at the table. You know what I mean? So, and in order to have a seat at the table, you have money, knowledge, and, access, right? So, I've always had a curiosity about money and wonder why this person have it or this family has it, and, we don't have it, and why we grew up here, et cetera, et cetera. So that curiosity kind of led me into the industry. And, once I got in, I started seeing things and all the misconceptions that we were taught as young Black, boys growing up in the inner city, all the misconceptions we were taught, I started seeing that there was some, there's another side to it. It wasn't always true what we've been taught. So that curiosity got me in. It's keeping me in to this day. But I just wanted to see at the table, Glaze. That's really it. And the financial industry is really allowing me to see things from the inside and really sit down and educate people on how things really work, because this money game is a vicious game, vicious cycle. And we think we know, but we don't even know a percent of what really goes on and how money is really made, how it works and stuff like that. So that's my quest and my journey within this industry, just to learn stuff, get a seat at the table so that I can invite other people to my dining room table so that they can be exposed to it.
And it's funny, man, because I always think about our generation. I'm a little bit older than you, so I don't want to put too many years on you.
Yeah.
But I just think about what we learned growing up about money. We didn't know a lot about it. We knew it. We wanted stuff. We wanted to do stuff. We would get money, but we didn't know the impact money could have, long lasting, generationally, from one generation to the next. And you dove into it a little bit more. What's the one thing about young African Americans that we hope that our generation can teach them about money, like to your kids and things of that nature?
Yeah. I mean, this may sound kind of corny, but real money doesn't make noise.
It does forward.
It doesn't. Real money does not make a lot of noise. And once you start seeing, I mean, you look at it, a lot of the power movers and shakers of what's going on right now, especially with this pandemic, are like the private equity, people, the fund managers, these type of people that are really doing some powerful stuff. But we don't never hear about. We hear about the CEO of, say, Merrill, JP Morgan, stuff like that. But we never hear about the private equity fund manager who started this equity fund and manages $10 billion. We don't know who that person is. And there's a lot of private equity fund guys out there with multi-million dollar, close to $1 billion funds out there that are just normal people.
And that's funny you say that, because a lot of us, we think the money, like, that's funny. I like that. Money don't make noise, but we act like it do. And I hate to say it, in our community, we are a noisy, shiny penny type person. And one of my favorite phrases by a guy, Lewis Preston, we always seem to be jumping over dollars for pennies.
Yeah.
But how do you want to change that mindset? I mean, what is one of the things that you want to do at New Beginning Financial? I know you're a global, I'm putting it out there, financial company, but what are one of the things you want to start teaching us, our people, man? Because I know you want to, coming from where you come, in a city guy, seeing what you see, and now you want that seat at the table. What do you want that message to be, and what do you want us to learn about money we don't know?
Yeah, that's a great question, Glaze. And it's hard to answer because things change so much. And I guess that'd be the number one thing, and let them know the rules are always changing. So it's always hard to really focus on one particular thing, or focus on what you think is the way to go in achieving financial success, because the rules are always changing. We always have to adapt to what's going on. I mean, tax season's wrapping up here. This tax season is almost over. But next year's going to be a totally different ball game for tax season. We got the CARE Act, Tax Cut Job Act. If Trump gets reelected, who knows what other type of things we got to worry about. The landscape of money is ever changing, and it's up to us to try and understand it, get in the industry, or hire the smartest people to help you manage your money and be in your circle. That's how you become successful.
Wow. So talk to me. I see you put your name up there. You don't put Mark Wingo. You put Mr. Wingonomics.
Yeah.
I always wanted, every time we do an interview, I'm gonna ask you the same thing every day. Tell them the reason behind Mr. Wingonomics, and how did you get to this point where you accepted that name, Mr. Wingonomics?
I don't know about accept, but I just kind of roll with it, man. you know the behind the scenes of that, man. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it politically correct here. But I roll with that name simply because it stands for something. Like I said, I always wanted a seat at the table. And economics, learning, the economic landscape is always a way to better understand the global view that you put out in the atmosphere in regards to my company. And I appreciate that. But you have to understand basic economics. So in order for you to understand economics, you got to understand your own personal situation, your own household. So once I start researching and studying and, going to school and stuff like that, learning about economics and, money, I said, you know what, I'm going to put my last name, Wingo, on the word economics, so that I can create my own economy and create a set of principles for my family to adhere to, so that we can, get to where we want to be and get out of the situation that we're in. So that's basically what Wingonomics is, just, us creating our own economy and a set of principles for us to follow.
I'm not going to let you keep going because you say that phrase a lot. You post it a lot. By the way, all those questions you ask on Facebook too hard, man. Everybody can answer those questions. We're going to keep going. On that.
So, but the funny thing about that, I'm studying for an exam,
right,
an investment exam. So I kind of put those questions out there just to get people to think, because, like I said, there's levels to this. We think we know, and the reason why I put those questions out there too, I'll say this, is because if you look at the stock market, and the people participating in the stock market, meaning investing, right now is at all-time high. You got apps like Robinhood, Acorn, all those different apps that allows the normal individual to invest in the market, which is great. Access is great, but having access without the knowledge can be a dangerous combination. And a lot of people think they understand because they watch a YouTube video or a TikTok video or somebody explaining how to invest. They really don't know. So I'm putting these questions out there. These are questions that part of my exam and my study. So I'm putting them out to just see where people are, and I'm not going to go further, but I'm just putting it out there, man, just to kind of help myself.
I know you out there. You put, that's funny. But the phrase I want to talk about was create your own economy. You have stressed that. You stress that a lot, and you stress that to people, creating your own economy. Can you break down that a little bit more? What you mean by that, and how important that is for each family to understand that?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. If you don't focus on creating your own economy, you're going to be living in the economy created for you. Look at where we're at right now. If you aren't focused and got your stuff together, right, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to be dependent on PPP money, EIDL money. You're going to be dependent on grants and other stuff that are out there, because right now, look at businesses are struggling, are failing. You know, you got publicly traded companies that couldn't last 2 weeks. And I hate to say it that way, but they didn't focus on creating their own economy. They're out there following another set of rules. You know, a lot of people are so heavy in debt that they can't move and operate the way they want to move in this pandemic, because they're focused on paying off debt load, right? You got people who can't move a certain ways because, and one of my principles is, and you know, we talk about this, and you know, you're on the right path, right? One thing I talk about is having less than 10 household bills, right? You know, so if just imagine how life will be, or how easy things will be if you had less than 10 household bills right now, right? Opposed to say 30, and you had minimal to little to no debt to worry about, right? Yeah. Life will be easier. So that's what create your own economy means, is just creating a set of principles that work for you, or else you're going to be living by another set of rules, and you're not going to survive in those other set of rules.
And it's interesting you say that, because a lot of us, we do kind of, everybody has, I guess, I hate to say this, self-help books, or like you say, YouTube on teaching you how to save money or spend money or what to do. And you I think people don't understand creating your own economy. I know it's taken me a while, and I think at this age, I'm just learning it. Hopefully we see that flip come around. But helping people seems to be one of the big things financially that you've taken on as a part of your business. You seem to help a lot of people and try to get a lot of people out of that. How important is that for you to get people to understand these, I ain't gonna say simple things, I don't want to oversimplify it, but some of the basic things you need to know about your money and your worth and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's afforded me a lot of, you know, connections, opportunities. You know, when you get text messages from different area codes, 310, I mean, you know, sometimes I don't even know who's texting me saying thank you, you know, because I'm that personable when people have my cell phone number. But I've helped clients all over the country. And I'm not out here trying to record videos and really, you know, be this self-help type guy. No, I really want to work with people who want to work with me and want to help themselves. So, you know, to see some of the lives that I've affected and helped change, I mean, that lets me sleep better at night. You know, I feel good. I feel good, man. There's no other words that can describe it, man. It's just it's a good feeling.
You've, you know, not to give too much of your background, I'm sure we gonna put a book out there that's gonna tell about your growing up, but breaking generational curses, as us, because a lot of us grew up in poor households and things of that nature, not knowing that money could work for you and money don't make noise. And you're somebody, and I always tout your story of being able to destroy debt in so many months. Was it 2 years? Was it, how long quick you knocked out all that debt?
Yeah, it was a few years.
A few years.
Yeah.
But doing that and being able to create a great business, and now hopefully you changing the generational for your kids to be able to learn more about doing that. How important is it, and has it been for us as African Americans to learn that piece? Because we all grew up around some poorness and not understanding it, and now we have to be able to break that for our people going forward. It's
stressful, the first generation, like just being 100 with you, man. It's stressful. My kids are so privileged right now, man. Like, oh my goodness, like, my kids, man, it's hard because growing up, man, like my wife grew up on the south side of Chicago. I grew up in St. Paul. You know, we didn't have much, man. And some of the stories or experiences, I should say, we experienced, these kids have no clue or no regard to that, to any of that, man. So we were trying to break it down to them. And so we're going to eat Chipotle for dinner? Like, that's what they were like. So we're going to eat Chipotle? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. What we eating tonight? What we eating tonight? Yeah, I'm like, what?
Dad, I see you went to the T-Mobile store. Am I getting a new iPhone 11 Pro? Like, that's what my kids worry about. They don't worry about what am I going to eat tonight. You know, they do, but it's not like, you know, how we used to worry about what we're going to eat tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, and it's adjustment that my wife and I are going through right now. But hopefully they've experienced this level of, it's a bad time to use that word privilege, but hopefully once they have kids and it'll be easier for them because they've been exposed to this, so the level of expectation is a little bit higher than it was for us. But man, it's a daily struggle. I mean, without going into too much, you know how I live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a real laid back, conservative, don't make noise type person. My kids, on the other hand, especially my son, you know my son. Oh my goodness.
Hey, he fresh. He fresh. Young man is fresh.
And I have to
young man is down, fresh. Like, he's clean.
I toned him down. Like this dude, like for example, my son, when I was growing up, basketball was free, right? We just played ball. We had sports to do. We'd have no extra money or any money for that matter to have our parents invest in us to do sports or after school activities or hobbies or business, entrepreneurship. We didn't know nothing about entrepreneurship growing up, right? Man, my son got hopefully can I cuss? Glaze?
Yeah, go ahead.
My son, go ahead. Because my son got a damn studio in his room. He got the big lights, camera, tripods, backdrops, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? He has everything, man. I didn't have access to nothing. I don't think I ever bought a basketball growing up, man. We just stole them from the gym or whatever the case would be. These little stuff like that. So I have to tell my kids, like my kids.
Bought a ball either. Man, you say that.
Yeah, look, weird stuff like
that. I don't remember no basketball or football either.
Yeah, man. I don't know how many basketballs I bought my kids and stuff like that, but it's the little things that make you like reflect and just like, man, these kids got it made. Like, are you really thinking about that? Like, did I buy a football?
Yeah, you kind of screwed me. I don't know where they came from. We always had one though.
But you always
when you needed it, you always like, yo, where the ball at? And then you always had it when you needed it.
Yeah, so little stuff like that, man. It has me thinking, man. Like in my house, we got.
But how do?
What?
But you know what, though, Mark? I was gonna say, how do you not though want them to not? Because I know I want my girls to not have any worries and want to be able to pay for school and want to give them what they want. How do you make sure that you don't have that guilt? You still want to, not guilt, but you want to imply financial responsibility to them, but you also don't want them to have to worry. That's a thin line, in today's time when you're able to be, it's a tough line to walk because you want them to learn about saving and doing this, but you also like, you want them kicks? I can get you those kicks. You know what I'm saying? How do you avoid that thin line right there?
That's the hard part. Because why do we spend money, right? We spend money to fulfill a feeling, right, or a lack of growing up. You get what I'm saying? So that's the hard part. And that's why I say it's hard for us to make that adjustment. Hopefully our kids, when they have kids, it's going to be easier because the expectation level or the life experience level is at another level. So it's going to be the norm for them. You get what I'm saying? The only time I got a new pair of shoes was during, going back to school. When my grandma used to take me school shopping, I had corduroys when they was out of style. When I'm wearing them, I'm getting clowned, and next they come back in style. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And you've been, and it's always cool talking to you because you know my life, off the record, and you've been in my house. You've seen how many damn pairs of shoes that you see just in the front by the door. That's not.
I don't even know how y'all walk in, but that's just me. I don't know how y'all walk in the house, but that's just me.
I don't even want to talk about what's in the closets in their rooms and stuff like that. So, it's weird, man. But at the same time, it's kind of going back to when you first start making money and stuff like that, you want to have fun and enjoy it and do all the things you can't do, and that's kind of what we're doing with our kids, just expose them to a different life, so that they have a new normal for themselves, and that expectation level is a little bit higher from when they get older and have kids and stuff like that. So it's all fun and game, but just my wife and I, how we grew up, it's just tough. It frustrates us most of the time because we grew up with nothing, and had to survive and
Mm-hmm.
scrape for everything. And my kids ain't never went without, wanting, not knowing where the next meal is, man. And, and my son had an aha moment not too long ago. And I can't remember what we did, but we went out to eat. And he was like, man, every time we go out, you spend $40 to $50 on food. I'm like, you just now figuring that out? So then he followed up. So he was like, he didn't think this anyway, but he said, so we ain't broke. I'm like, nah, we far from broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? We good, but I'm getting tired of spending $40, $50 on dinner. And then that's not including lunch.
Right.
So we spent,
right.
I don't want to go into that, but the thing is my kids know, but it's a teaching moment at the same time, to help them understand, hey, if you want to live this life, you got to work hard. You got to make sure everything is, on the up, and you're about your business, and you can enjoy, the wants in life, So we got to went on a rant right there, but hopefully there was some.
No, that's cool.
No,
that was cool because I think but and I don't want to make this seem like we're, but sometimes it's good to talk a different talk for us, and what are we trying to do and trying to make that next generation where we can, because like you said, the young people out there, they're fighting, we're seeing them protesting. I think it's our generation job to try to give them something to look forward to by what we're building and what we're creating, which brings me to my next question for you. Being a founder, an entrepreneur, and what you're doing now, did you always see yourself doing something like that? I know you were a basketball player. I like the little video you stuck out there. I saw you with the dunk. I saw you with the two hand with the alley-oop. I saw you. I saw the house.
Yeah. Memories, man.
But being a CEO, an entrepreneur, president, doing this, what you're doing now, was this always the focus, or was it? Because I know you always told me you had that how we say that hustler mentality, that grinding mentality. But did you always see this being a corporation like this and doing what you're doing now?
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. I mean, growing up, I always wanted to own my own sports car shop. I was always in the, collecting basketball, football, and baseball cards. So that was kind of a vision, or I say a dream, I should say. But sports was it, man. Like, I was all into sports, and after sports, I don't know what my other option was. Like, thank God I got a job at TCF Bank and became a teller at a bank. And that kind of like kept me in that banking and finance industry. But to be where I'm at today, man, it's still unbelievable. Just to be honest with you,
yeah, that's correct. And it's not just you, though. I don't want to take Mrs. Wingo out of this, but your family, for both of y'all to be where y'all are, to be a family that's of entrepreneurs, of business-minded people. That has to be important, because that's a look that a lot of people don't I hate to say don't see from a Black family like but to be able to do that has to be important for you as well as your family as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's important, but to be honest with you, that even get my wife on board was kind of a struggle. In the beginning, she didn't really believe in the dream. She always wanted me to go and get a job back at the bank. But once the money started really, once money started really rolling in, I got my first office back home in St. Paul. She started to catch on. She's like, okay, he got money. Like, he making some money. I was close to some deals. We paying our household bills. I'm paying office expenses and things like that. Things were growing, and she started to attach on. But when we moved down here to Atlanta 5 years ago, and she quit her job, that's when she really understood this. And she was the one that really kicked me in the butt to kind of get things where it's at. I never tell this to her. I jokingly, say she wasn't, but she knows she's the reason behind a lot of the success that we have. Man, I'm not even gonna play around. But it's just
don't do that. Because, give it a props.
She's not here right now, so I can say it, But no, it's just funny, man. Like, not only just my wife, but like we created a family network within our organization. Mm-hmm. That people have been with us for years and years and years, as a franchise, investor on our tax business side, or whether it be a client from 2009 or 2010 when I got into the insurance industry. And it's just funny, like how a lot of those people just roll with me and became family. and helped me build this thing across, 15 plus states. I can get on the phone and say, hey, I want to start a speaking tour. I'll call Baltimore, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Charlotte. I'll call Nashville, wherever I want to go, and call one of my investors and say, hey, I'm doing my speaking tour. When can you get me, on the schedule and get about 50 people in the room so I can talk? Like, I do so much work behind the scenes quietly, right? Back to what we said earlier.
Right.
I'm not making all that noise online trying to make you buy me and like me and stuff like that, because I'm already a likable person. I mean, what can I say? I'm a man of integrity. I'm not trying to hustle nobody, or anything like that and make, so yeah, man, it's just amazing, the family of network that we've created over the years, and loyal people too. That's the thing, loyal people too.
Yeah. And that's awesome, man. And that's, I'm glad also, I had to, I got to join you a little bit. I'm glad you was able to get a haircut before this interview because, for a little while. I know
I'm once a month now.
Get one, but
this is the once a month haircut. I'm due to go back.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
We were struggling, man. We were all struggling there for a minute, but we all glad to go back in there. But when you first got your first office, Mark, and being able to do what you've done, what was that feeling like? Was it a feeling of euphoria, or was it that I got work to do? What was it like for you when you first, like you said, Raquel got to it when she believed, when she saw you get the first office, but for you to be able to open your first office, to get your first client and all of that, what was it like for you, those first, and being able to get where you, at that time?
Yeah. I don't know. It felt normal, to be honest with you. I think the most awkward feeling for me in business is when I became nationally known by being featured in MSN Money first, Black Enterprise second. That kind of took over. Like, that was overwhelming to the point where I was like, oh, like, wow, this is crazy. They know, how do you know me? Stuff like that. You go into Target, oh, I read about you. You're Mr. Wingonomics, blah, blah. So that was crazy. But Forbes took it to that next level. Being featured in Forbes a few times and people reading about me. And I still get royalty checks every month from people buying my book because they read about me on whatever platform that they read about me on. That right there felt weird. Getting the office and stuff working, I always worked hard. So getting the office was just going to work every day. But the popularity got to me since I'm such a laid back, reserved, low key type of dude, man. That part stressed me out and kind of freaked me out a little bit.
So when you were getting those invites, those calls to get into magazines, were you like cool, or were you like, oh man, do I have the right clothing? They're gonna take photos. I mean, what was that like for you? Because I know
where you go. You know that.
I don't want to bring it out. We'll make it like I say, but but I just know knowing you for a few years now that you ain't that dude, man. You a guy that likes to be behind the scenes. Even though you do speaking, I know all the speaking, you do the books and all that. You like, hey man, when we go home, Glaze, that's the type of thing you are. But to be able to do that though, that's important to where you became nationally known. I mean, how was it for you? And was it more nervous to get those calls?
Well, I mean, it was all planned, man. I mean, I had, I was my own PR person. I had, resources to give me access to media. So I mean, I planned for it to happen. So when it happened, I was kind of surprised that it happened. But then when it happened, I didn't know what to expect. Because I didn't know anybody who been in these publications and who had that level of success. Man, I'm coming from St. Paul, Minnesota, which is, I mean, it's a big city, but it's not like Atlanta where everybody's been featured in Black Enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is on that type of grind, entrepreneurship grind. It's not normal back home. So that was weird, but preparing for it, man, I wasn't prepared for a lot of that, man. I was still a normal dude. I'm a little bit different now as far as, of clothes and, my appearance and things like that now. But back then, man, I was, I was wearing Walmart slacks, Walmart button-ups, no, not even polo shirts, just collared shirts. Creative Rec shoes from Nordstrom's Rack. Yeah, paying some savers and thrift store, man. I didn't really care about all that, man. I was like so committed to getting my family out of debt, one, and make sure we was good before all that. Now it's a little bit easier to go and spend money on whatever I want, because I'm not. I don't think I'm in. I hate to say it that way, because with the pandemic, so I ain't gonna say it that way. But I don't think I'm in survive mode anymore. I'm like out of that. I'm more on that thrive side. So, but yeah, I'll tell the story, man. The Black Enterprise story that he's trying to get out.
Go ahead, give it to him. Go ahead.
The Black Enterprise. When I was featured in my first Black Enterprise magazine article, Recipe to Prosperity, man, it was kind of tight. Bills was paid, we was good and stuff like that, but I didn't have money to get a haircut, man. I only had enough money for my son to get a haircut, so he got a fresh cut. I still had a little something going on, man. I don't even know where the polo shirt was from that I had, but it wasn't a name brand polo shirt. It was just like a real down to earth moment, man. We wasn't trying to look fly. Hell, we couldn't afford to be fly anyway. But yeah, I was just real, man. I was real.
What I love about that story is that you didn't overspend to look fly. You just said, "This is where we at." A lot of people would have said, "Yo, man, I'm gonna go on some debt so I can get some fresh clothes for this." You were like, "Hey, let's go get what we got. Let's see what we can get. Let's take this interview." Because, it's Black Enterprise. You know what I'm saying? So everybody else was like, "Yo, let me hit a few people, see they give me some money for some clothes. I got to be tight." You were like, man, I'm going to give me a little tight. I'm going to get a little shape up. Give me this polo from Walmart and just go ahead and do it. And that's what's so good about that story. Because a lot of people would have went broke trying to make that interview. You was like, I'm just going to get what I got, see what we can do, bro. Yeah, and that's what's interesting about it.
Yeah, man. I think my cousin came over, did a little makeup on us, so we look a little presentable. But yeah, man, I don't even think we had a credit card. I think we were just getting out of credit card. We got out of credit card debt, so we didn't have any credit cards. So, and I never been a fan of borrowing money from people anyway. So I still to this day, I don't borrow money. If people ask to borrow money, and if I just give it to them, if I feel the need. So yeah, that was great. Yeah, those memories.
Yeah. Let's talk about New Beginning Financial. Talk to us about all of the different. It's like I call it like an onion. It's got many layers to it. It's a whole company, but there's so many layers to it now. Because you'll be talking about someone like, you do all that. You're like, yeah, yeah, and I'm also taking my test to do this right here. Talk about all the layers that you've created with New Beginning Financial.
Yeah, I mean, we focus on three main parts of our business. That's the insurance, financial planning, insurance products, life and annuity. We do tax advisory, which is tax preparation, bookkeeping, and accounting. And then we do commercial mortgages. So that's financing, help people invest in real estate, because we really believe that real estate is a vehicle to help build, your portfolio to offset your 401 or just market volatility. I keep it simple. So those are three things we focus on. But we do a lot more within it. And then the test that I'm studying for is just to be an investment advisor, so I can help people, manage their money and things like that, and kind of work on a different level of clientele and just really just better serve my clients. We work with a lot of high net worth clients, and they ask me, "Can you do this?" And we can't. So it's just been a personal goal of mine is to get this test, and this test is getting the best of me, to be honest with you, Glaze. But I'm gonna keep fighting, and soon you'll hear the celebration. We'll be popping bottles for the championship of this particular test, and yeah, man, going to the next level.
You talk about that. You made it seem like, we just handled 3, but dude, what y'all handle? Because full disclosure, I'm a client of New Beginning Financial. Just all the things that you can help with over the years. How important, like you said, it's important for you to be able to do that, but to learn that, to grow that, like you got offices all over the country. I mean, let me just say that you all over the country. How the growth and things of that nature. How is being able to do that? Because a lot of people say they can't handle a lot, but you seem to take on a lot. But you kind of have in this financial world jumped into it and help in a lot of areas. How is that for you?
I mean, it's been tough, but it's gotten easier over the time. But it all goes back to me just wanting to really help to share my story to the right people. And I'm blessed to have people on my team now that, man, I can sleep at night now. It's not like how it used to be where I'm doing everything. I literally have a team of people who I can rely on. and trust to get things done. So, it's a beautiful thing as it's coming together. We still have a long road ahead of us, but how I'm juggling, man, is just one day at a time and really seeking out the right circle of influence. People who've been on this journey with that I'm going on, to really seek out how to do it. Opposed to just being on the noisy social media and asking questions of people when you get advice. People never been where you are or don't know where you're trying to go. They're just trying to get you to buy their product. And, so just make sure you got the right type of people around you, man, who understand, where to go. And that's why earlier when I talked about the people who are really doing it, like the private equity fund people, fund managers, or people owning real estate funds and things of that nature. That's why I'm reading a lot of those books and really surrounding myself around those type of people, because that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm surrounding myself around CEOs of real companies, opposed to just somebody who has a small business of one, doing good, but they don't understand payroll every, Wednesday, having the cutoff day, paying people, legal doc. There's a lot of stuff they don't understand about running the business. So I'll make sure I'm getting advice from the right people to make sure that I'm doing things right, man. And it's not easy. It's not easy, Yeah.
This pandemic, like you said, let's go back to what we talked about and the importance of, I guess, coming out the other side.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. There's a lot of tough for a lot of people. A lot of people got their checks. They probably spent them up and looking for that next. And then that going back to it, what's the biggest things people should prepare for going to in this next, I call it that next wave, or that next, the other side of this, what we're in now?
Yeah, man. First, we got to figure out what side we're going. We're living in uncertain times, man. Unprecedented times. We don't know. We don't know where we're at. We don't know if we're really in a recession or going into a recession, or we're in a bull market, or heading into. We don't know what the heck is going on. So that's why it's so important for people to know who they are, their belief system, value system, their mission statement. They create their own economy. That's why it's so important, because you really don't have to rely on that too much, right? But for those people who either have their own system in place or don't have their system in place, or are just uncertain, it's really about what I said earlier: reducing your household expenses, getting out of debt, and focus on liquidity. Those are the main three things that I've really been preaching the past few months: is getting out of debt, reducing your expenses, and focus on liquidity. That's it. Hopefully majority of people who got a stimulus check or whatever the case, use that to pay off their credit card, high interest credit card debt. Hopefully that's what a lot of people did. And not, solely invest in the stock market. Invest in the stock market, but don't just ignore all this high interest debt you got over here, that you're paying out the back door, trying to focus on something, more money coming in the front door. This is an analogy. I use the house analogy. Focus on money coming in the front door, trying to get a return on your investment by investing in the stock market. The stock market is worse than you're better off going to Las Vegas and going to the casino and potentially winning. The stock market is so unpredictable. I know there's people got wins and they're sharing their wins and stuff like that on social media, but there's another side to that. And you hit that other side of that stock market, it's not going to be pretty.
Well, you jumped into my next question, because everybody's stock gurus these days. And I see so many people talking about invest and jump into the stock market. I'm like, well, what just happened? Because I'm seeing the numbers looking bad, but a lot of people are like, you want to get in now because the numbers are low and stocks are low, and I'm like, okay, when did all the us become? What's the company called? I can't think of some, Ernest & Young or whoever, because everybody's now telling you want to invest, buddy. And like you said, there's Acorn and all these investment things.
Yeah,
but you just brought it up, and I want to talk about that a little bit more. I think we all thinking that we trying to be rich quick and get ready for when it bounced back. But is that a true thing that could happen? And are we too busy, like you said, focusing on what may happen and not taking care of what's currently happening in your home?
That is true. I mean, there are people who are making some money on a day trading and things like that. And, you know, a lot of times people are trying to sell you a program to learn what they did. I mean, that's just the nature of the world we live in now. But there's also stories of people who are losing their life, literally losing their life. I don't know if you read the article about the young man who was on Robinhood. The app Robinhood that's so common right now that everybody's on. He actually was a young kid. I think he was on break from college, and he doesn't have a job. He didn't have a job or nothing like that. He just had a couple dollars of stimulus check, invested in the stock market, and I can't remember exactly what he did not do right, but at the end of the day, Robinhood hit him with a $730,000 bill that he owed to them, and he committed suicide. He committed suicide because he didn't have a job to pay this money back and stuff like that. So be careful of what you get into. Make sure you're knowledgeable. And just because you follow somebody on Instagram that posts educational content about investing in the stock market and you learn what a stop limit is or understand what buy and hold is or strategic allocation or tactical allocation, just because you know some of the terms doesn't make you an expert. You know, I even seen a video, I can't remember who, I think it's a guy, CEO of DraftKings or something like that, saying that Warren Buffett was stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's played out. I made all this money investing in, you know, doing day trading. Warren Buffett's an OG in this industry.
OG. Yeah.
So the gift and the curse, man, and that's what I think you and I talk about this, man. The gift and the curse of accessibility and having access to everything in this social media thing, man. It's a gift and a curse.
You talk about that, and it is. I've heard of. I don't know. I don't know the term they're using now, but remember back in the day, the pyramid scheme where people were helping each other out, and I'm hearing that in other words that they're talking about a little bit now. But how people are so focused to me. I mean, in this time of uncertainty, you would think people would try to be more certain about what's coming through. I like the way you put that, through the front door. But we're still in that trying to get that rich quick. I hate to say get rich quick, but trying to find a way to become, I guess, non-poor. Because everybody not trying to be rich. I'm trying to say they'll be trying to be non-poor. Right. That we're willing to take chances on things that we shouldn't take chances on. What is the fear of that? Because I heard about this, and I thought it was a joke. Somebody said there's a new name for it. It's not called pyramid no more, but they call it something else. And I was like, people really doing this again? Because I can tell them how it hurt me back in the day. And you might not want to do that again. But are we still – I think what you said have been simple. Cut back expenses, pay down your debt and try to get some more income to flow through. But are we still in that chance with this uncertain times that people are still taking uncertain possibilities?
Yeah, man. I think it's the lifestyle. People are more trying to obtain the lifestyle. The richest lifestyle riches. I mean, it's that's a tough topic right there to talk about, man, because it's getting scary, and that's one thing we're protecting our kids from, watching a lot of that stuff on social media. You got people out here renting Airbnbs, for a couple of days and make it seem like they didn't bought a new house, or going on Turo and renting a luxury car and make it seem like it's theirs. I can go on and on. They're paying a couple $100 to get on the jet in a hangar to make it seem like they're giving a fly somewhere. They record an inspirational video. And I'm kind of exposing a lot of the tricks. If you guys, your listeners don't know, it's a lot of stuff that people are doing to make others think that they've arrived and they have the secret sauce to get you to that next level. And people are buying into it. But people want it easy. They don't want to go through my struggle, what I went through. You know what I mean? I've been in the game since 2001 in the banking and financial industry. I didn't start making money on my own in entrepreneurship until 2013, 13 or so. So I had some employment time working at banks and stuff like that, and a few overnight jobs, and just really trying to figure out. It took me a long time to really figure out how this thing really works and how to build a business successfully. And that's the thing too, people really don't understand business. And as I've gotten into the accounting and bookkeeping world, I'm starting to realize that's becoming a new opportunity for our company to grow and really educating those people on how to properly structure their business, how to properly put themselves on payroll, what type of entity structure that they should, start out with and eventually, become if they want to get to a certain level. It's a lot of the stuff, different write-offs that you have access to, different things like that. A lot of people just don't know how to really do it. They see it and they think they know, but they don't have that guidance behind them to really educate them on how it really works.
And that's important. I'm glad you brought that up because, it's people today is quicker. Like you said, you did kind of expose a few things with the Airbnb. Look what I'm balling in, and you're like, no, you're not. That you ain't got nothing like that. We know what you're doing. But for you, what do you see? I mean, I've seen you show. I've seen people talk about where New Beginning is going, the possibilities and things of that nature. What do you see? I want to sound like an HR person. What do you see your company going in the next 5 years, or what do you see where you would like for your company to go within the next 5 years?
Yeah. My goal and the direction that we're headed, my team and I are really heading into that I would say, for lack of a better term, full service financial planning firm, more geared and with an emphasis on the investment advisory side of things. We want to get it more to the advisory side of the business, and whether that's insurance advisory, tax advisory, financial advisory, and really helping people build holistic financial plans, and more geared towards the people who are ready to get to that real next level, and are committed to the next level. Far too often, I'm not even gonna go there. I want to become more of that advisory firm with our company and really get people educated and financially ready and to get to that real next level and show them that it's bigger than what they think. The possibilities are bigger than what they think.
It is. So, Mark, this is that part of the show where I get to let you plug whatever you want to plug. Tell people where they can find you and where they can buy your book and all that good stuff, man. Plug your way, man. It's your time, bro. Do what you got to do.
I suck at this, man, because especially right now, I'm in the man cave moment. Like, I ain't even really working on nothing spectacular, man. But you can find the book. The book's on Amazon, Wingonomics. You also get it from our website, nbfinancialgroup.com. You can follow me personally, Wingonomics, on pretty much all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Not on that stuff too much, but I do have an account. Twitter as well. LinkedIn, Mark A. Wingo. Company, NB Financial Group. But yeah, man, that's really it. I don't have much to plug. This is, I actually. So this is funny, man, because you're my boy. I agreed to do this live interview because I don't do this stuff much. But I've been getting requests to do so many lives and podcasts, man. I was like, I'm not doing any. I'm done this year. I'm gonna be like inside my shell like a hermit crab for the rest of 2020, man. And really just focus. I don't know if you can see like my background. I got whiteboards. I even got a whiteboard on my desk right here. Like if you see, I'm like in real strategic.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I'm in strategic planning mode, man. And when you say where I'll see myself 5 years, I kind of gave it the vanilla plain version of it because I really can't write down. I mean, I really can't tell you all that I'm writing down and what we're doing. But it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
See, that's that tease. That's that tease that I wanted you to do. You make people want to say, all right, I got to keep following you to see what's going on, man. That's why I'm glad you didn't tell everything, but just let people know you might want to follow me, bro. We got some big things coming, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, hey, man, I know you don't do these a lot, and I'm glad we was able to. I wanted to do a second one because the first one we did, the other platform, I won't name their names, screwed it up, and I couldn't do any recording of it or anything. But now I got a better platform, so I got you. Yeah. That's why I wanted you to do this, and I'm glad you agreed to it. So
no problem.
Hey, man. Thank you, brother.
Good, and your audience got at least one thing out of what I said. I know my speaking is unorthodox, so I'm not your traditional hype, rah-rah, excited speaker, man. I just keep it real. So hopefully somebody got something out of it. And if you did, follow me on any one of those platforms, send me a message or let me know what you got, and man, reach out, man. I appreciate you for giving us this platform.
I'm gonna send you the interview so you can look at it, so you can be like, huh.
You know, I'm not gonna
tell me how it was. Yourself. I know. I'm still gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to Mrs. Wingo. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send it to Mrs. Wingo.
Send it to her because she'll tell me everything I did wrong.
All right, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it so much, brother.
All right, peace, man.
All right, peace. Thank you, everybody. Check it out. You can watch it replay on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure y'all check it out. Mark Wingo, everybody. This is EGlaze Chronicles number 41. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I got my man Jay Mack, another owner, business owner, Core 360. And on Wednesday, I got Tracy Hutchins from CBS 46. So we got a full weekend. You know, Thursdays. Thursdays to crush. So thank you, guys. We'll see y'all later. Have a great day.